Hey, what's up, my little Tattle Tells listener? If you haven't heard, Wendy Williams said she's back. She's also getting ready to launch her new podcast. It looks like Nene and Marlo might be some of the first celebrity guests if pictures are to be believed, and she has a new manager. Great, right? We should all be celebrating, except, guys, this actually has me more worried than ever. And I'm going to tell you why. That conservatorship, her brother, even her new manager, it's all bad vibes. And who do we have to blame for this? I don't know, guys. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you haven't heard, The Wendy Experience, a new podcast is about to drop. Side note, guys, really quick, I want to thank Anthony, Nads, and of course the Just D Show on Instagram for bringing this on my radar. Go ahead and follow them if you get a chance on YouTube and on Instagram. But I will say this. Great, the podcast is starting, but you guys, why is this not a good thing? And why is it actually a little scary? Well, because of two people. The first one is the brother and the manager. The first one we're going to look into is the manager. This is Wendy's new manager. Now, you might be wondering, where the hell did he come from? Who is his? Who did he manage before? Well, I'll tell you. He used to actually be Wendy's jeweler. Yeah, Wendy's jeweler. And now he is her manager. You guys, this is giving me bad vibes for a number of reasons. For one, this reflects very poorly, in my opinion, on the financial guardianship. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What does a court-appointed guardianship have to do with her manager? Everything. If you guys don't know when it comes to guardianship, the reason they have so much money over your life, much like they did with Britney Spears, is that everything you do that involves money, they must approve. They must look at. They are your parent. You must get permission from. Now, here's the thing, right? I don't know this man personally. He might be a good person, but let's look at the facts from far away and see if they make sense just on an obvious analytical level. This man has no experience managing anyone. Wendy is a huge star by any measure. Regardless of where you think she is now, her name will pull. That's probably why you even clicked on this. The fact that a guardianship that's supposed to be guarding her money and making sure she makes sound financial decisions signed off on this man to get 10% of her income that she gets from podcasts or whatever deals for somebody that has no experience, for someone that everyone, including the brother and many others, including the court, is saying is they are in such mental decline that they cannot be trusted with their money. That means the guardianship signed off on her entering into this business arrangement. Now, here's the thing I was thinking. Just follow me on this, right? Just follow me on this. Here's what I was thinking. Why would they allow her to do that? Even if Wendy was okay, right? And I don't know where she is right now. Let's just assume that the narrative they have been giving us for the court, for the guardianship, her brother, everybody, this narrative is true. Well, let's look at this guy, shall we? He looks like Wendy's type. Wendy has made no secret that she is lonely. Wendy likes to flirt. This guy looks like Kevin. This guy looks like the DJ. Not just facial wise, but the style and the steez. This guy is now Wendy's friend, but we've never seen her, and the only relationship you had was a working relationship where he was your jeweler. Yeah, you guys, just listen out. This is starting to give me Britney Spears vibes. The way the conservatorship in Britney wrapped around her so that everybody that was around her was paid, and their use was to keep her placated so they could keep her under control. Now, again, this might sound conspiracy theory to you, but when I look at the facts, this guy that is not even fit to manage, has no managerial experience, gets approved by the court-ordered conservatorship to get 10% of her profits, and they thought this was sound? Or maybe the point of this guy being around and why he was tagged and approved to be around is because he makes Wendy happy. And a happy Wendy is a working Wendy. Now, why is that so important? Well, from what we've seen in the past, every single time Wendy didn't feel loved, every single time there was a problem in her personal life, a very big problem, she would devolve and she would succumb to her addictions, allegedly, right? However, when she feels loved and protected, she starts to work again. This is one of the reasons everybody was saying, oh my God, Kevin's so good for Wendy. Kevin wasn't good for Wendy, in my opinion. Kevin was one of the reasons was eating away at Wendy. However, when he decided to play nice and wrap her in his ball of love and protection, if you want to call it that, Wendy would come back better than ever. Now, submitted for your approval, it was not unlike what's going on with Britney Spears or what had happened with Britney Spears. Her conservatorship would handpick boyfriends or men to be around her, to literally soothe that need to be loved. And that person was nothing more than a paid employee that by the conservatorship was used to push Britney out so that she would work. Let's not forget the Vegas residency, her boyfriend she had, the way she kept married, her father was on birth control, and he even had cameras in her room while she was spending time with her quote unquote boyfriend. Now, why is this relevant? For a number of reasons. Again, I see a lot of parallels to what happened with Britney. When Wendy was on her own and nobody was trying to make money off of her, and she didn't have to worry about her money, and she had her free will, what was Wendy doing? She was in Florida. She was with her son. She was chilling. I'm not going to say she was chilling, but she had no desire to work. She had no desire to be in the public. She had no desire to be on the radar at all. She was done. She pretty much wanted to retire. If you guys don't remember, Debmar Mercury was the one that made a big fuss, started releasing her medical information, starting to say, well, you better come back or we're going to replace you. Started all that media stuff. For y'all to say, oh, Debmar Mercury didn't feel that way. If that's the way you feel, you're a fool, because we saw the way that they tried to disrespect her, saying, oh, her wigs are waiting for her, and the way they basically told her to go get her famous pink chair out of the couch, out of the trash. Okay, but back to this. When they wanted Wendy to come back and work, they were doing everything they could in the media to first talk nicely, then throw dirt on her name, then harass her, then bully her. Then, when all that didn't work, they replaced her. Oddly enough, the whole time, Wendy never wanted to return to work. She could have returned to Debmar Mercury. But all of a sudden, the conservatives get signed. You get this shiesty manager. Well, I don't want to call him shiesty. I don't know him. But you get this manager that we can all agree is completely unqualified. Another Kevin, the way Kevin was 30 years ago when he said he didn't understand anything, but he somehow fought through and got things done. Right? You have that. And now Wendy's back to work. And she's working on a podcast, even though through her brother's own words, she's not ready for it. Listen to this. He said, I want to be there badly, but I'm not bought in. It's not because Wendy and I are not in a good space, because we are, but mentally she's not on board. Oppositionally, she doesn't want me near because she realizes that I'm there to help, and I might have some validity to a lot of things I'm trying to push on her. So therefore, she pushes me away. This isn't a response to him actually saying that there's actually something wrong with Wendy. Again, I don't want to get into that family relationship, because if she is in a cognitive decline, which nobody wants to actually say, but everybody is acting like. Again, you guys, you know what? I'm going to do a deep dive on this. I'm thinking about actually starting a podcast. I can actually start doing deep dives on this. But I will say something is rotten in the town of Whoville. And this manager and the conservatorship and then the way the family has been iced out, but then they were never really that close together. They were never that close. You guys, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to do some research and I'll hit you back with a different video. Bye.